Show has time, looks for Deutsch. Deutsch at the one into the end zone.
Comes on to serve, dug out by Bishop. This to the middle and slamming one home.
And free ball to the crossover. Eilertson will get the pass for Hawley, set up left side. Rusted down with the kill. He'll play action now, look to pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Cole Hebel. Intercepted by Hebel, and he brings it back.
Set it up, Bostena left side. Big kill blocked at the net. Kept alive by the Greyhounds.
Fetting's got room, and here's Bo Fetting. Fetting's still on his feet. Fetting's gone. Bo.
Header serve goes to Kiera Johnson, a libero, but mishandles it. It's an ace.
Riddle 40, 30, he's loose, 20, 10, touchdown, Spartans.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Hello again, everyone. I'm Joe Lancello, and welcome to the Coaches Show on yourliveevent.com. We'll be talking a lot of high school football, some North Dakota results after their first week of the season, and preview a couple of Minnesota teams as well. And we'll also check in with a little high school volleyball as well from the state of North Dakota. Right now, we'll get things started with the Ada Borup West Cougars, and Kevin Kochmann was able to talk with their coach, Paul Tinjum, and get a little bit of a preview of the Cougars.
YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show. We've got Ada Borup West head football coach Paul Tinjum joining us. And Paul, first week of practice, a lot of conditioning, a lot of the skills are getting worked on, and now we're going to get the pads on a little bit. Kicking off week 2, how are things going for the Cougar football program?
You know, they're going well. We have a lot of things to work on, obviously. You know, it's a big difference putting the pads on compared to the first week where you're just kind of going on air and no contact really. So definitely shows a different type of football player when you put those pads on. For sure, you can tell who's going to be physical, who's not going to be physical, and definitely gives you things to work on because you can't really see all those things when you're going against air with just helmets and shoulder pads on, basically. But you know, it's going well, but we have a long ways to go.
Well, I know that we talked about it a little bit last week. You're returning some skill positions and some good skill position players, still trying to develop that offensive line, defensive line, getting those guys to take some strides, and you're going to learn a lot about the guys over the next week. Yeah, we are.
You know, actually, already we've had a couple kids gone, being sick and stuff, so we're kind of piecing people together and stuff, and we're learning a lot. We've learned a lot the first 2 days this week, and we got 3 more days of practice this week in the scrimmage on Saturday, and we graduated basically our whole offensive line off of last year, so we really have our work cut out for us, finding those 5 offensive linemen and then a little bit of depth there. So that's our primary focus, and our biggest thing that we have to work on right now is finding those 5 offensive linemen. And if we can find those 5 guys that we can count on up front to be physical and execute up front, and I think we'll be a pretty good team because we definitely have some quality skill position players back off of last year's team. And then some younger skill guys are now ready to play as well. So, we don't lack depth in the skill positions at all. We have 3 good quarterbacks. We have 6, 7, 8 pretty good receivers. We got about 6 guys we can rotate at the tailback position. We got a couple good fullbacks. We just have to find that offensive line. If we can do that, we're going to be a quality team by the end of the season. And then defensively, same thing up front. We got to find 4 guys that can be physical up front and be willing to sacrifice their bodies and make the plays up front and keep those linebackers free, and so they can roam and make plays on the ball. And again, we've got really good team speed. We got athletes in the secondary. We got some athletes in the linebacker positions. We just got to shore up and develop our offensive and defensive line. We've got some guys that have really stepped up so far, but we just have to find the best fit and the guys that are going to do the best job for us up there.
You look at overall, too, section-wise, you're returning, kind of looked at the top 4 teams in the section with Ada Borup West, Mahnomen Waban, Polk County West, Red Lake County, very similar foes, and you look at that, and that's kind of your top 4 as we see it at this stage until they the pads start popping. That's what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of been the top 4, since we joined in 2017.
Right.
We went 11-man. It's been the top 4 every year, I believe. We were in Section 6. But while we've been in Section 8, those have been the top 4 teams. And when we were in Section 6, they were the top 3 teams in Section 8. So then threw us in the mix a couple of years ago here. So, I think it's going to be the same top 4 teams. Like I said, we got to develop an offensive and defensive line. Mahnomen Waban graduated some really good players. They graduated, a really good quarterback, a couple really good linemen. They got a lot of good players back though. Polk County West graduated most of their skilled players except for one, I believe. But I'd say they have the 3 best linemen coming back in our district or section. They have 3 really good linemen coming back off last year's team. Red Lake County to me is they're kind of the dark horse.
Yeah.
I think they can make a really big improvement this year. They didn't graduate a lot of seniors last year. They were playing a lot of young kids, played a lot of 9th graders, a lot of 10th graders, and they have the potential, I think, to make a really big jump this year. So, I think it's going to be the same top 4 teams. It's just a matter of how it's going to shake out 1, 2, 3, 4. But I think, you got 4 good programs, and the top 3 last year are all replacing different pieces. Red Lake County was 4th, and they have the majority of their kids coming back. So I think there's got to be some excitement in Red Lake County because they have a lot of potential to do well this year, I think.
Taking a road trip to Warroad, a road trip to Underwood on the schedule, but as mentioned, scrimmage. You got a scrimmage in East Grand Forks on Saturday. Should provide some pretty good ideas of how the team is progressing.
It will. We're going to scrimmage East Grand Forks, and we're going to scrimmage Polk County West. So I know, like I said, Polk County West, I know they have 3 really good linemen back, so it's going to see where our linemen are at, where we have to get to. And East Grand Forks is a much bigger school than we are, so, they're always going to have more numbers and some bigger kids than we have. So same scrimmage as last year, and, it was good for us. It showed us what we need to work on, showed us what we were good at. We look for the same thing this week. It really, your first live action against somebody else is, getting in the pads this week was great, but then you play another team, it's a different scenario too. You really see where they're at, and kids aren't taking it easy on each other. They're gonna go hard at you because they want to impress their coaches. So, Saturday's gonna be huge for a lot of our kids. Some of our kids, we know what we have in them. Some of our kids, we don't. We gotta find those kids and fill them in those spots, and find the best unit we can put in the field: offense, defense, and special teams. So, yeah, it'll be interesting Saturday. See what happens.
Paul, thank you very much for the time, and look forward to the season opener. You fire up against Lake Park Ottoman at home on September 2nd. Should be a great Friday night of lights, and looking forward to the season. Thanks for your time, and good luck to the Cougars this year.
Hey, thank you.
Ada Borup West head football coach Paul Tinjum.
Treat yourself to a great career at American Crystal Sugar Company. Team up with quality people making quality products. Full-time and year-round in a stable business. With great pay and benefits including time off available from day one. American Crystal Sugar Company invests in you to promote your continued growth and career advancement. Grow your career doing your best work within the world's best beet sugar company. Apply online today at AmericanCrystalCareers.com.
There is another way to minimize your farm's risk and protect its equity with margin protection coverage. This is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with IRE Insurance. Margin protection provides coverage against an unexpected decrease or increase in operating margin. In other words, we can put a policy in place to protect you from changing input costs and crop prices on your farm. Let us help you explore this option between now and September 30th to get you covered. For more information, go to IREINS.com.
You're protected and appreciated at IRE.
Coming up later this week on YourLiveEvent.com, we will have Northern Cass football as they take on EEK. I had a chance to talk with the Jaguars head coach Tyler Ukestad, and we'll get a bit of a look at their season so far after Game 1. We continue on YourLiveEvent.com on the Coaches Show with a look at Northern Cass's football team. Tyler Ukestad is the coach of the Jaguars. Tyler, how are things going so far?
They're going well.
Last week you opened up the season at Cavalier on the short end of a 42-6 score. Talk about that game.
Obviously, Cavalier is a good team. They're number 2 in the 9-man world. I think just kind of learning experience for us. First game for a lot of football players. Keep getting new guys come out that haven't played football before. We had 2 freshmen starting on the defensive side of the ball. So definitely just had to get kind of our feet wet. I'm hoping is kind of what happened. And a lot of good things that happened too, and a lot of things we can work at. So we're excited for this week, see what we can do.
You've got a really young team. I see only 3 seniors on the varsity roster.
It seems like we've been young for 3 years now. My first year we had 4 8th graders playing, and last year we had a big senior class, but again, a lot of them were just new football players. So it kind of cancels each other out. And now again, yes, we have probably 9 freshmen, 9 sophomores, and about 7 upperclassmen. So that's kind of where we're at.
That shows the importance of having kids enter the program at the younger ages and stay with it.
Absolutely. That's what we've been pushing. Me and my assistants just trying to get kids out. And hey, you might not be the biggest kid right now as a freshman, but you just coming out and being there with your friends and learning about the game helps tremendously.
Yeah, that's a big part of it too, is especially I would think in a smaller community where just being with your buddies every day.
Absolutely. I guess I don't know what could be better than that. We have 29 on the roster, which is my highest number I've had so far in my 3rd year. So I'm really excited for that part where we're starting to get kids out and kids are enjoying football.
What would you say the strong points of the Jaguars are this season? So far, at least.
I think we got a good group of skill guys, a good group of receivers that also play defensive back on the defensive side of the ball too. I think that's one of our strengths. And then we have a couple good running backs and linebackers, and Matthew Hoppy and Reed Bolden, who are just good on both sides of the ball.
Tell me a little bit about the opponent you're going to play this week, EEK.
Yeah, Edgeley Ellendale Column. They're first thing I noticed on film is they play really, really, really hard. They're a team that's not going to take any plays off. So you got to come at them every single down, every single drive. Just kind of got to be your best, or otherwise they'll take advantage. They got a good running back, number 32. Tough runner, hard to bring down. They like to give the ball to him as much as possible.
They're a similar team to yours. I believe I counted just 4 seniors on their roster.
Okay, yeah. I guess I haven't dug too deep into the roster just yet, so I'm not sure the breakdown there. But yeah, sometimes that happens with smaller communities.
What kind of things are you looking to do that will be the important things for you on Friday night?
We got to figure out a running game against Cavalier. They brought a bunch of different twists and blitzes, and our young O-lineman couldn't really figure that out. So I'm hoping this week of practice we can kind of hash that out. But we got to get that going for the rest of the season. I think we'll be able to get the ball to our skill guys, but we just got to figure out the running game, and we'll be in good shape.
And this is your first game in region play, is that right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And the Northern Cass game against EEK is one of 7 Northern Cass Jaguar football games that we'll have for you on yourliveevent.com, and that will kick off at 7 o'clock, and we'll have the pregame at 6:30. Tyler Ukestad, thanks very much, and we'll see you on Friday night.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we'll continue on yourliveevent.com in just a moment.
North Dakota state law requires students attending school to be up to date on immunizations that protect them from life-threatening diseases such as measles, chickenpox, mumps, or pertussis. Trail District Health Unit reminds parents to get your children all the recommended vaccinations for their health and the safety of our community. Contact Trail District Health Unit if you have any vaccination questions or if you would like to schedule an appointment. Call 701-636-4434 for Trail District Health Unit.
Hi, I'm Ernie Struby, president of the Goose River Bank. At the Goose River Bank, we believe in agriculture and rural communities. While several banks have changed their focus to larger cities, the Goose River Bank has remained committed to ag and serving our communities. Do you feel like your bank is no longer focused on you? With the technology available today, we can be your community bank no matter where your community is. The Goose River Bank believes in ag, and we believe in you. We believe that a strong bank builds strong communities, and we'd be proud to be your bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We continue on the Coaches Show. I'm Joe Lancello, and we're going to turn back over to the Minnesota side of high school football and check in with Norman County East Ulen Hitterdal and their head coach, Dustin Flaten. Kevin Kochmann had a chance to talk with them about the Titans.
It is time again for the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, another edition. We are visiting with Dustin Flaten, who is high school football head coach for the Norman County East Ulen Hitterdal Titans. And we're talking 9-man football in Minnesota. And Dustin, a week of practice in. Now we're in week 2, leading up to scrimmages. The pads are on. How's week 2 kicking off?
Week 2 is kicking off pretty good. Last week, that first week of practice, we were, as I mentioned, pretty light on numbers. We had 20 kids out. Maybe some days it was 16 to 20. And since then, we're able to get a few more come back out for football, or maybe some new ones. And, this week we've been sitting at that 22, 23 mark. We do have a couple of injuries already, non-contact injuries. With a 9-man team being light on numbers and you get a couple of kids going down, you find out in a quick hurry where you're a little short at, where you're going to need to have people develop and maybe play a part of a new role. And our kids have stepped up to that and doing a great job so far.
Representing in Section 6, 9-man football, and the great district to go against. Last year, you were runners-up in the section. A lot of shoes to fill. Quarterback position is one of them, with Connor Nelson going off to school. Looking ahead, you've got some really talented kids that are looking to take that next step.
We do. We're fortunate where we have quite a few upperclassmen. We got some really good juniors and seniors. After that, our participation numbers fall off. We only have a couple sophomores, and I think 4 freshmen that are out right now. So, we'd love to encourage any freshmen, sophomores, especially to come out and give football a try. But as you mentioned, big shoes to fill. With Connor Nelson being all-state player he was and stuff at quarterback, we got to find a guy there. And no doubt in my mind, we found a guy. Drew Jacobson stepped up, and he's just been doing a great job at that quarterback spot for us. He's got a lot of our formations down. He's got a lot of our plays down. He's mobile back there, so that helps out. And he's been throwing a really good ball. So quarterback, we'll be looking to have Drew Jacobson there. Some other guys that are going to be stepping up, and we expect a lot of them as seniors. We got our Cole Mortensen, Cole Bentley, some big guys for us. They'll be called up on a lot. Reed Clemenson, another one. We'll look to get him the ball in some open space, and then defensively, he's just stepped up and done a great job for us. Zach Juarez. Not a big kid, but he plays 100% all the time, and we're expecting him a big year running back for us, along with his play at the linebacker position. So, as far as seniors go, we've got them. We got Justin Anderson out as a senior last year. He didn't come out for us, but he's back off of football this year, and he's been doing a great job. He's going to be that offensive lineman that we may be lacking, but also he's going to help fill a gap at middle linebacker for us. So we're excited to have him out along with all of our other seniors. And we got some good crew of juniors that have some playing time that we're going to be expected to do a lot as well. So we're excited for that opportunity for them.
An opportunity this week to get some more practices in, and then you're going to get out to a scrimmage. What's the scrimmage plans for the weekend?
Scrimmage plans for the weekend. We're going to go up to Argyle. So we'll go up to Stephen Argyle. They have a scrimmage there, and they moved the start time up. It's going to be a 9:30 start time up there. We're going to go up there and scrimmage BGMR and Winnemac for sure. And then there's going to be an open session, whether we want to maybe work against some other teams in some situational down a distance stuff, or if we want to try to get another scrimmage together. So, it's you always learn a lot when you go to the scrimmages, and it's nice to go up against somebody else, because by the time 2 days and the 2 weeks of practicing with just your team is up, the kids really like to strap on the helmets and go against another team.
So week 1, you're going to get into just prior to Labor Day weekend, first game of the season. What's on the Titans schedule?
Well, we'll go right back up to Argyle. So we'll take on the Storm. We'll go up there on a Thursday and play Stephen Argyle up in Argyle. And we open up with them last year. We'll open up with this year, and hopefully we get a little bit of a scout on them when we're up at the scrimmage, so we know what to expect and can prep for them here coming next week.
There's a lot of things about Stephen Argyle football that doesn't change, much like there's a lot of things about Titan football that doesn't change, and the coaching staffs remain much the same. I know Titans programming-wise, you return everybody back to the coaching staff.
We have, very fortunate, the coaching staff that have been been able to be a part of for all the years that I've been here. A little change here and there, but for the most part, we got some mainstays. We got Mr. John Otto, who this is his 55th year of coaching football. So he's a volunteer assistant for us, and he does so much that people don't even notice. There's a reason why that we have John Otto Field named after him. The guy is out there working all the time, and he makes my job easy when he has that ready to go. We have Brad Dunham, who's going to be our defensive coordinator. And we have Mark Hemberger, who's going to be our eyes in the sky, and he coaches up a lot of position players for us. So he's up in the crow's nest. And then we got another volunteer assistant with DeForest Nelson, who came on board last year, has helped out. He's getting married here this weekend, so he won't be at our scrimmage. I guess it's understandable.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. He's done a great job for us. Obviously, former player and played a little bit at the next level. So we're really glad that he's on staff and helping us out as well. So that wraps up our varsity coaches, JV and varsity coaches. And then very fortunate to have Eric Lee and Nick Hansen at our junior high level. They started up this week. They got 25, 26 kids out, and that's just great to see for 7th and 8th graders. We weren't really expecting that many. So when we have that many kids out repping their new jerseys that we got this year, they're excited to put those on and play. And, we love to see those numbers at that level. And then to wrap up our program, not really school affiliated, but I got to mention our Mini Titans program, because I feel like we got a lot of great parents and coaches that volunteer their time and get those kids interested in playing football, and they do things the right way. And that's something that I stress all the time. And these parents, they get it. Our coaches that we have, they get it. They teach them the fundamentals. They teach football the right way. And, it helps with the numbers, and it helps getting confidence and getting those guys to know the game.
Dustin Flaten, high school football head coach for Northern County East Yale and Hitterdal. Coach, good luck to you and the Titans this season. We'll look forward to seeing you out at some events and getting you on the airwaves with R&J Sports and on yourliveevent.com as well.
Kevin, thank you as always. Appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. Yourliveevent.com Coaches Show continues.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source from sunup to sundown. They're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance. Protecting those that protect America's food source.
Contact Ryan Opdahl, Farmers Union Insurance, Hillsboro.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, and we'll take a look at high school volleyball now from the state of North Dakota. Northern Cass was the runner-up last year in Class B, and I had a chance to talk with Northern Cass coach Angie Johnson about what they are able to do for an encore this year.
As we continue on the Coaches Show on yourliveevent.com, joined now by Angie Johnson, the head coach of the Northern Cass Jaguars, the runners-up in Class B last year in the state of North Dakota. Angie, if I think I have this right, 36 wins last year, a school record, including 33 in a row?
Yeah. We had a really successful season last year, so hopefully we can continue that this year.
What was it about your team that was so good? I'm guessing some strong hitters was part of it, because you had 1,415 kills, which was also a school record.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of experience coming back from that 2020 team. So they really led the team the whole season and helped those younger girls kind of get to know the court and get gain that experience leading into this year as well. And I mean, we have height too, which doesn't hurt. So along with obviously having good hitters and good back row players too.
How many players do you have back this year from that team last year?
So we have 5 that started last year. So we've got Hallie and Noelle and Josie and Elise and Ellie Lucas. So we have those 5 that are kind of the core returners. But then we also have Jocelyn Austin and Addie Rust, who played in that championship game for us last year as well. So, which they could have played all season. We have a lot of depth on our bench. So they could have definitely played all season too. So kind of have a full lineup back, which is really exciting.
How have practices been going so far in the new season?
Good. I mean, we struggled the first couple of days kind of getting back into it, but now I think, our biggest thing is trying to pick up where we left off last year. And so I think they've been doing a really good job of bringing the intensity to practice, and those older girls leading the younger girls with that common goal of getting back to state.
Getting back into the Jaguars record book, Elise Sand had 108 blocks a year ago. Tell me more about her.
She's just consistent. And I think I told her this year that she doesn't get enough credit for what she does on the court. So, she's not our tallest person on the court, but she really works hard in the middle and gets a touch on as many balls as she can. And obviously it was evident this last year with her breaking the school record.
And that is a position, middle blocker, that takes a lot of great lateral mobility.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, she works hard. She's, like I said, she's getting a touch on everything that she possibly can. And her and Josie are at practice. The last week we kind of pitted them against each other to make each other better. So that's kind of our goal for the whole season.
You mentioned a couple of girls by first names only. Could we get first names and last names for some of the other girls?
Yeah. Josie Jensen is the other middle. So her and Elise, we're challenging them to challenge each other during practice. That's kind of our goal this season, is to kind of mix up the courts and really have everybody play against everybody to make each other better. And then you've got, Hallie Crockett, Ellie Lucas, Jocelyn Austin. Those are kind of our outsides and right sides. And Noelle Erickson and Addie Rust are going to be our setters.
Oh, so you'll go with a 6-2 offense then?
Yeah. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of tall girls. So we have a lot of talent in the front row, and, all of my front row players can play back row. So we're just really trying to figure out, we'll go with the 6-2, but we're still trying to figure out who's going to play where and what the best combo is going to be.
And for those who don't really speak volleyball, 6-2 means there will be 2 setters, but one setter will be in the back row for 3 rotations, and the other setter will come in for 3 rotations.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. There are some folks who don't speak fluent volleyball all the time. I'm sure that helps.
Yeah.
Now, you've been to state 2 times now as the Region 1 champions. Who do you see as the other teams to contend with in Region 1 this year?
Region 1 is always really strong. And so, just continuing off of last year, I know Central Cass has a lot of girls back too. So I can see us going head to head, and Alyssa always puts a really good team out on the court. But Kindred is always in the mix, and Oak Grove is in the mix. And I kind of see Widener Lidgerwood putting up a fight too this year.
Now, did you have a jamboree or a scrimmage to play at last weekend?
Yeah, we went to Fargo North. So we got to see Central Cass in our first game of the day. But so that was kind of fun to see them. But then we played a lot of Class A schools the rest of the day.
Is that the kind of thing that makes you get better, is just playing bigger schools, what's supposed to be better competition?
Yeah. I mean, we need to play better schools. We need to play teams that are going to challenge us. And that's why we choose to go to that scrimmage, because we get to see teams that we don't normally see. And it just gives us a chance to kind of throw some different people in and see what clicks before our tournament coming up this weekend.
And what is that tournament this weekend?
It's at Northern Cass. It's our Northern Cass tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you got some Minnesota schools coming in there?
I'm not sure. There's, I think, 20 teams total that are coming. So we're just going to kind of show up, and whoever's in our pool, we're just going to take one game at a time.
Okay. I know that folks will be able to see the Jaguars on yourliveevent.com on September the 13th when you take on Kindred.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that, and hopefully some more Northern Cats volleyball through the course of the season. Angie Johnson, thank you so much, and best of luck in the coming season.
Thank you.
And that will do it for this edition of the Coaches Show on yourliveevent.com. Remember, you can watch the show or tell your friends to watch the show at any time here on yourliveevent.com. And that goes for any of the games that we have coming up this week. Plenty more high school football on this Friday night. Just take a look here at yourliveevent.com to see all the games that we're going to have. And next week, we'll be getting started with high school volleyball, too. So just remember, bookmark our page, yourliveevent.com, to get the latest from a lot of area teams in Minnesota and North Dakota. I'm Joe Lancello. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you again next week.